GA, and we started off with registrations on 4th of Jan. However, due to euro fluctuations, which actually went bizarre by the first week of Feb, from the expected euro rate of rupees 80 per euro, which was planned during the GA and which was pretty constant even till November, to a rate of 68. That's a drop of 12 rupees per euro for us. We had to pause registrations for almost 3.5 weeks, and we resumed it in the month of Feb with the revised registration fees after discussions with almost all the CPs and the exec. We did get lashback on why was it increased suddenly, and we did all we could to explain the reason, the fluctuation, because what we were actually charging was what was approved during the GA in Porto at the rate of 80 rupees per euro. And because the euro fluctuated so much, the fee had to be increased to whatever is displayed on the screen right now. Because we started registrations pretty late, we extended the first phase till 15th April. But after that, we decided that we will not go to phase 2 or phase 3, and we had phase 1 continued till the end. So in the end, we had only one criteria for the registration fee, which was 30,600. And we tried our best, and we accepted registrations until the last week before coming to the event, that is around 23rd July. We had 3 registrations done the last week of July as well. So we accommodated as many as we could, but I guess because of the euro fluctuation, the increase in the fee, the expected number of delegates that we had, that we wanted, 400, we didn't achieve that, and that hit our budget way too much, because the total number of international delegates that we have currently who are currently attending the Congress is just 348. So from our expected inflow, we fell short of 52 international delegate fee. LIT was a big hit. We got 30 people. We had to cut it down as per the instructions from the LIT trainer, Ernest, and we finalized to have only 30 participants. And I'm sure most of you attended the LIT were pretty happy with what happened. As far as the social events is concerned, we had all the events planned inside the Marriott itself, except for the pool party, which was cancelled because of last-minute issues with the vendor. And by vendor, I mean the person who owned the place. He did not have a written contract with us, because that's the way the vendor dealt with his clients, and he doubled the price of the venue, which we couldn't afford. And along with that, we were facing certain security issues, because if we had to have a party outside in India, we're supposed to have something called the PPL license, which was coming to be way more expensive than what is supposed to be, because of the change of the person in the government who takes charge of the same. So due to the various financial and security reasons, we decided to drop out, and we had instead the wedding night in Marriott itself. The other venue that we had outside Marriott was yesterday, which the venue per se was a success, but the food and the way the food and the water was served was a flop, I must say, and I again apologize for the same. The next 3 nights, starting tonight, would be in Marriott itself. Tonight is the auction night, tomorrow is the holy party, which will be in the garden outside, and the day after the gala night, it would again be here. So I assure you all that we will have no food or water issues for the next 3 nights, and we will take care of everything that we can to make sure each of you are comfortable. Coming to the post-Congress tour, we have 80 people who are finally going for the post-Congress tour. We had an overwhelming response for this. we still have a list of 23 to 25 people who wish to go, even if someone cancels now or if we can accommodate. But unfortunately, because we need to book a lot of tickets which are interconnecting for the 9 days, we had to stop and we had to request those delegates that we cannot accommodate them for the long PCT. For the short PCT, currently we have 10 people, and the last 6 days we have 2 more requests. So for the short PCT, we're still accommodating for the travel because it could be arranged with the travel agent. The price and the breakup, as well as the locations, are up on the screen. If I can answer them later. We have something called the alumni event. We have something called the alumni event where we plan to invite the alumni of IPSF. But unfortunately, because of the delay in the euro fluctuation and delay in our publicity and promotions, we did not get more than 1 or 2 responses. So we decided to drop this event, and this holds no stand right now because we had no registrations. For transportation, as you all witnessed, we had transportation arranged from airport to the venue, and for even the LITers, we had a pickup from the airport to venue and then from venue to Marriott here. And the remaining transportation that has happened so far is also being taken care of via buses. These are the list of people who were not only part of the reception committee and the helping committee, but we had a few mentors, as you all have interacted with them in the past 5 days, who I really own up to with all my heart, because they have helped us put the symposium in place, as well as help us network and raise money for the event, because we are currently facing financial losses, which the IPA mentors are helping us with. We're still expecting sponsorship in the next 10 days also, even after the event, because companies who've promised are still on the way to give us money. But even after all of that, we're still at a loss at this point of time. For the symposia, we have the topics and the themes, which, since this already happened, I will not comment on this right now. This is the schedule, which all of you have. We did a lot of promotion in the past 1.5 years, or rather 2.5 years, wherein we made use of social media of various kinds: Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn. We also had attended a lot of pharma events in the country, wherein we, our main goal and objective was to interact with the people in the industry and educational institutions and inform them about the event happening in India, because IPSF World Congress is not very recognized in India, because it's the first time it's happening here, and we had to literally go to as many states and cities as possible to make people aware that this event is happening here, and we would like you to be a part of it, not only financially, but also request your students and your associations and the industry to support the event, because it's the first time it's happening here, and we would want students from all over the country to be a part of it in the future and learn for themselves. So we had a lot of promotional activity done at various national events like APTI, something called the Association of the Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, the IPGA, which is the Indian Pharmacists Graduate Association, the IPC, which is the national event of IPA that happens every year in December. We also have something called the All India Drug Controller Officers Confederation, which again we went to, promoted, publicized, and they, for all these promotional events that we went to and promoted, we did get some kind of sponsorship and some kind of not only in kind, but also in cash. So it did help that we attended so many events throughout the year. program overview. I would like to showcase the budget.
Just want to survey the GA very quickly. We do have the budget on hand here, but I was wondering if we wanted to discuss the budget as a separate talking point from the report. I have a technical from KMPSV, the Netherlands.
Michiel, KMPSV, the Netherlands. I remember last year that KMPSV proposed a motion that the budgets should always be displayed in euros, and that is not happening. So we don't have the budget, so I propose to discuss it separately. So we can now just go on with the
clarification from James.
I received the updated budget in euros at 3:25 p.m. It has now been uploaded to Box.
So I'm just going to continue with the informal vote just to gauge the room, how we would feel about speaking about the budget as a separate talking point from the report of the chairperson. Okay. Do we still have a comment, or could it wait till the end of the House report? Okay.
Overall, since we're discussing the budget later, I just want to say a big thank you to each one of you here to be a part of the event. And it was a long journey, and everyone on the dais, off the dais, from my team, and in fact, all the CPs who have helped us promote and get the student registered and make this Congress a big success. I thank each one of you, and it's been a long and I must say crazy journey. But I do hope that you do enjoy the rest of your stay here, and we would continue to do our best to make each one of you feel at ease and at comfort. So I would like to end my report here.
Thank you, Neha. So I'll now open the floor for discussion, and anyone who has a comment. Okay, so if you have a comment, please keep your hands raised while I get a list going. I believe it's Tech Tunisia first. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. James is making an order. I will read it out once he is done. Do keep your hands raised quite high. I will remind everyone that if an earlier delegate poses the same question as you, to kindly just move your question when we get to you. Oh, sorry, I have a technical from BPHG Germany.
Alex, BPHG Germany. I just searched the box folder and I have. There's a second page, thanks.
Okay. Okay, current speaking list. KMPSV, the Netherlands, followed by ATEP Tunisia, then BPHG Germany, SNAP Sweden, SOP Denmark, ASEP Austria, ASEP Switzerland, LPSA Lebanon, one of the Indonesian delegations down at the back. Yes, thank you. AFF Portugal, BPSA UK, PANS Nigeria, and JPSA Jordan. Was it Indonesia? Oh, Morocco, sorry. I think James saw KMPSV first, and then you will be second. Technical?
Thank you, Mohammed Zawad of Tunisia. I think that the speaker list shouldn't be made while the chairperson is giving his report. The speaker list shouldn't be made while the chairperson is giving the report.
You feel that the speaker list shouldn't be made while they're...
Not while, shouldn't be.
Should not be?
Not, yes.
Should not be made while they're making the report.
Should be made after the chairperson and his presentation.
She has finished her presentation. We're now in open discussion. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We were first.
Okay, I'm not gonna run through it every time, it's just so everybody knows that I got to them. So the first three I'm going to is KMPSV the Netherlands, IPSF Tunisia, and BPHD Germany. Is that clear? Are we good to move forward? I'm sorry, I don't understand the concern.
We were first after opening the discussion. We raised first.
Okay, I understand. Okay, as a point of information from James, apparently the delegate from Tunisia has hand up during the discussion as well. But is it okay if we just continue along with you being the second speaker?
Yes.
Thank you very much. KNPSV of the Netherlands.
Michiel, KNPSV of the Netherlands. Okay. I firstly want to raise a concern that's been there all the time, and that is the lack of communication towards CPs, and mostly because I think we were late. We were informed late about practically everything about the Congress, starting with the registrations, then the fees, everything, and it's still happening. We are still being informed too late about a lot of things, and to be honest, I'm a bit annoyed about it. So could you please give an explanation why you, as an RC, communicate late?
Okay, just a technical for me. I will be enforcing the 1 minute rule on questions and answers. So if you guys reach the 1 minute mark, I will cut you off. Neha may speak.
In terms of communication to the CPs, initially we weren't aware that we were supposed to update on every level to the CPs. As soon as I was beginning with the registration part, as soon as we realized that we should share all of this with the CPs as well, we first had an open discussion with the EXCO, and post that we were pretty open about communication with the CPs, but yes, if it's still being felt that delayed communication is being done or was being done, I apologize for that, because I genuinely did update when the report, when there were substantial updates to be given to the CPs. So.
So I have IPSF Tunisia followed by BPHD Germany.
Thank you. Mahmoud Zahati, IPSF Tunisia. So thank you, Neha, for the presentations. I do believe that our reception committee did their best, but I'm going to give some remarks, okay? In addition to the lack of updates, I totally agree with Netherlands. We remarked issues in logistics, financial problems such as the rise of fees above the normal. Some participants had to pay extra fees, and they received emails late that they have to pay an extra. We didn't have any idea about the post-Congress tour, such which hotels, exact place to visit. There is no schedule established. It's not accepted that some parties and programs are considered at the last minute. For the industry visit, many participants are not satisfied, since one of these industries was like a workshop with only some guidelines.
Sorry, that's 1 minute. I have to cut you off.
Okay, thank you.
I would want to just go point by point. So I think the first one was in terms of extra fee. Well, every time a delegate paid the fee, for it to be transferred to the Indian bank, it would take a minimum 48 hours. And the fee that gets transferred is as per the rate that it gets transferred on the day in which it is. So for example, if you transfer your fee on a Monday, where the rate will be 68, the fee gets transferred by, say, Wednesday or Thursday, where the rate would be something else. And the difference was just because of that, and not because we're charging something extra. And we even in fact had some people who paid extra because there was a drop in the rate. So we returned the money back to them, however, whatever the amount was, whether it was 5 rupees or 50 or whatever it was. So it was just due to the bank transaction, and we had put this up very clearly even on the website, and it's something which we cannot really control. It's the fluctuation in the rate.
Thank you. I believe I had BPHD. Oh, was that a technical? No. Would you like? If it's not a technical, I can't take it. BPHD Germany, followed by SNAP Sweden. Oh, technical. ASAP Switzerland.
Can we ask for giving him more time to answer the questions properly?
If the GA requested, would 2 minutes be sufficient? For the 2 minutes for the answers, 1 minute for questions? Oh. And could we please, I'll request that questions be limited to one single point. Yes. Okay, so we're in agreement. So we'll be doing 1 minute for questions, 2 minutes for answers. BPHD Germany, then SNAP Sweden. Thank you.
Chris, BPHD Germany, in my comment is just one question included, and that is in the end, how it can be that the LIT opened so late and we were informed so late. It was not on the homepage. We were told it will be 2 months prior. The second thing is, how can it be, this is just a comment. This is just a comment. I don't want an answer. You need contracts because you were supposed to send the bills last year in Porto. So I want to see these contracts, just to remind. Second thing is, just a third thing.
I have to limit you to 1 point.
No, it's just information. We had problems with HUPSA Hungary in EPSA because you stated you will receive sponsorship money later after the Congress. Please ensure that this money is really coming. We had this issue with HUPSA Hungary, and this is one of the reasons why HUPSA nearly got bankrupt.
Thank you. Neha, you may respond.
In terms of the comment you made, the person did not want to give a bill because he did not want to pay the tax, but yes, he had agreed to give the bill on the day of the event, which he turned back on, and then he raised the money and he doubled the price of the venue, which is why we had to cancel. Yes, it was wrong on our side to wait till the end, but we couldn't help it because that was the only pool in Hyderabad to accommodate 400 people at one place at one time for a pool party. And secondly, for the sponsorship, like I said, whatever receipts so far, yes, we have things to provide in terms of proof. And the money that we expected to receive, I cannot assure right now if it would come or not, but yes, I can say that 90%, there's a chance, 90% chance that it would come by the end of the month at the max. And we cannot really hurry to sponsor, return the money, or to give the money while the Congress is on, because at the end we are sponsors and they're obligating us by giving and sponsoring money. So in all due course, we would provide whatever we get, and all the documentation would be in place and given to the Expo and the CPs.
Thank you, Neha. I have a technical for CAPS Canada.
Cassandra, CAPS Canada. I'd just like to remind the GA that we are talking about the report and not the budget right now. So I think any budgetary issues can wait. I would like to keep it close with what the report is right now. Thank you.
I have a technical from BPHD Germany.
Chris, BPHD Germany technical. I want to know, since we had last year the issue when we accepted the report, we were told that it includes also the budget. So I want clarification on that. Because actually, as we were informed, it includes the budget.
Yes, we pulled the GA before. The discussion of the budget will be a separate discussion from the discussion of the report. That's clear for everybody? Okay, I have SNAP Sweden followed by SOP Denmark.
My name is SNAP Sweden. I agree with the Netherlands about the late information to the CPs, but I also see that it has been a very good work in this Congress. It was so organized, just the information was a bit late, but you did a good job, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Snaps. I now have SOP Denmark.
Med SOP Denmark. First, I'll shortly thank you for hosting this Congress. You did a really good job on promotion. However, this being said, I think you did not put the same work in the execution of this Congress. I've heard from a lot of people that this feels like more like an IPASF Congress and not an IPSF Congress. And I feel kind of sad for this.
Can I just know specifically the area which you are referring to when you say this?
Sure. For one thing, the symposia, I think that even a lot of the Indian delegates were kind of surprised. They were kind of sad that all of the symposia were only about Indian things and only about India, and not really related to all of the world. That was just one of the things.
Okay. In terms of symposia, the speakers, to be very honest, we were not, all the speakers arranged were done completely by us and the IPA. And we got information and help only towards the month of May and June, wherein we were told that, okay, there would be speakers provided from IPSF as well. So as organizing committee, when we start interacting with speakers and we start confirming them, because if the symposia is supposed to happen on a particular day, and we want a certain set of speakers with a certain set of profile, to attend to the students, we would go and find people who we know and who we think fit best to the theme and to the topics raised. And if there were issues with that, we could have been provided speakers, which was not done. So as we did it the way IPA or we normally do it in India, without any international guidance, the symposia were very focused, and it seemed to be focused to IPA because the speakers were very much from IPA and their network. I would like to raise this as a comment for the future congresses that they should be provided with SOPs and protocols on what kind of speakers are expected, what kind of topics are expected, and what kind of speaker profiles are also expected. Because without any guidance, if you leave it completely to us, that's how it's going to be the way we know how to do it. Because, yeah, I think I've answered your question.
I have a technical from APHA ASP United States.
Amanda, APHA ASP United States. If this is not a technical, that's fine. You don't have to answer it. Is there can we get confirmation from anyone on the EXCO that in fact they didn't have support until May or June?
That is not a technical, so I can't take it right now.
Okay.
I have another technical from Snap Sweden. Please only be aware of what a technical is. It's only with reference to how the meeting is proceeding, not any of the content.
Yes, Malak Sweden. There is any Congress booklet that you follow to?
That is not a technical.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I have had 5 comments. Just since we have so many, I'll do a survey. Green if you think we're done speaking, red if you still, I think we're going to keep going. Okay, so I believe Switzerland was next on my list.
Stefan asks Switzerland. We first want to acknowledge that actually there are some very good parts about this Congress. So we like the venue. We also like the excursion, and the industrial visit was also very nice. Having said that, there's a serious issue with punctuality at this Congress. From Switzerland, we have like a problem with that. Furthermore, also about the communication, especially in regards to functionality as well. And furthermore, a point for communication is that, can I show you this? This is for next Congress. They have a bid book. We don't have a Congress booklet. And then I also wanted to raise a point about...
I got to limit it there, Stefan. Neha, you may respond.
I totally agree with the fact that the booklet was not given on the first 3 days, and the e-booklet has been given out. I don't know if all of you have received it, but it has been mailed as well as it's on Facebook. So as far as the hard copy is concerned, the only reason it was delayed was because we wanted to add and acknowledge all the sponsors in the booklet itself. Which is why we provided the schedule separately so that students would at least have time in the first 3 days. I apologize for the booklet not being given out yet. It's gone for printing finally and it's on the way, it will be back and you would have it for sure. But the information that the students need for the Congress is given in the e-booklet which is already out. It's been more than a day, so I agree it was not given out initially, but due to technical issues and because we wanted to acknowledge all the sponsors in the booklet, we did not give it out for printing. And the sponsorships flew in very late, and like you can see, we still have some coming in, but we did not wait any further. And we finally would get it to the students by today or tomorrow at the max.
Next I had LPSA Lebanon, followed by BPEC Morocco.
Roland, LPSA Lebanon. First, I want to thank you for hosting us. So far, it's been great. I do actually agree with what everyone's saying, and I had a question. You said that I wasn't here for the first couple of days, but now you're telling us about the cancellation, the reason why you canceled the pool party. And I'm just wondering, since you didn't have a contract for that, is it possible that you're going to cancel on the other events because you don't have any contracts?
Did you repeat the last part?
Yes. Well, you didn't have a contract for the pool party and you canceled it. Is it possible that you're going to cancel on the other events because you don't have contract?
No, all the other events are hosted in Marriott. The one that we had hosted outside yesterday, we had a contract for the same. We had a letter from them that they would, so basically there was documentation for yesterday's party, but everything else is in the Marriott itself. So there would be no chance of cancellation of any other social event.
I'm just going to run through the list here semi-quickly. BPEC Morocco, followed by HMMAPITB, Indonesia, APEF Portugal, Indonesia. You know we are. APEF Portugal, IPSA UK, PANS Nigeria, JPSA Jordan, PSUT Thailand, BPHG Germany, KMPSB the Netherlands, APHA ASP United States, SNAP Sweden, ASAP Tunisia, ASAP Switzerland, IPSF Egypt, and EPSA. Okay, BPEC Morocco is next.
What I want to talk about is the food. The problem is not only with the quality of food that have been served, but also with halal and not halal food. You have a big Muslim community here attending the Congress, and you have been serving non-halal food without even mentioning it. And people here have been eating non-halal food without even know that it's not halal. Okay, I will have a answer.
May I know the source of information that said that you've been served non-halal food? Because Marriott serves only halal food.
Only this lunch, you have been serving chicken cooked with wine, and people have been eating. This is not halal.
I can get confirmation from Marriott right now if you want that all the food that they've been served, non-vegetarian, is halal.
All right, everybody. This is a single talking point. It is not between the entire General Assembly, and it's not appropriate for technical right now. So Neha will address this point, and she will get back to us on it. I'm going to keep moving with the speakers list. FFUI, Indonesia.
Thank you for mentioning my name correctly. So I'm Lydia from FFUI. I tried to fit for 1 minute. I have, first I would congratulate the whole RC and Neha personally. And I have two great points, I think, which is happening around. First, improvement, and the second is LIT. I really like the whole LIT point. However, that's the only thing I could really personally feel about this whole World Congress. And I have three weaknesses here. First, website update. It is very lacking. You should have update.
Sorry, that's 2 points. I have to cut you off.
Okay.
Neha, would you like to respond to the first point? Okay, I'm going to keep moving through.
Okay, and the other 2 points.
No. You're limited to 1 point. If you'd like to keep speaking, I will put you to the bottom of the list. We have a lot of people who need to speak. I have to move through.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry.
So I have UPF Portugal, followed by BPSA United Kingdom.
Eduardo UPF Portugal. I would like to know why it seems that the RC is never present in the events. Actually, personally, I feel that I never see them. For the buses, they weren't there to accompany us. They are sometimes not present during the meals. I have extreme difficulty to find someone with whom I can share my concerns, and I think that is very serious.
Okay, Neha, you may respond.
So we're a team of 30 members, and we know for sure that one person is there, or at least, I must say, at least one person is there at every site of the hotel where some activity is taking place. Even at the food counter, the person who's collecting the coupons along with serving the plates is an RC or an HC. So if it is not being, if the visibility of the RC and HC is not being seen, we also have the info desk where you can address any of the concerns. And we also have Facebook, we have many means of communication which I really would want that you address. You can personally even write to me. And if any issues whatsoever, we have been solving everything on the spot if it's possible, or we've been noting it down and resolving it as soon as we can. So in terms of visibility, I must say I would not accept that point, because I know for sure that we made a chart every night to make sure that somebody is available somewhere or the other when there's an activity going on inside the GA. And in terms of complaints or any comments, yes, you have Facebook, you have all our email IDs in fact, and we're always available. One of us is always available for you to hear you out. So if anything, please let us know.
Thank you, Neha. I have BPSA United Kingdom, followed by PINS Nigeria.
Laura Sal, BPSA UK. Firstly, Neha, I would like to thank you. We appreciate all the hard work you've put in, and we do understand that things don't always go to plan, so we all need to take this into consideration. It's a massive event to organise, and the majority of us will struggle to organise a small-scale event like a birthday party. So we do understand it is a stressful event to organise. Unfortunately, there was a lack of communication at some points via email, especially when inquiring about the visa. Unfortunately, one of the British delegates could not join us today because of that. However, a personal thank you to you, Neha, because when we emailed you directly, you replied promptly and efficiently, and the responses were great and really helpful. I also just want to say I admire you. You stood there, you take all this criticism after all the hard work. So I just want to say a massive congratulations. Thank you on behalf of the BPSA. You should all be really, really, really proud of yourself. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Neha, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Yes, we know that there were a lot of people who had visa issues, and trust me, the day we started knowing about people facing issues, the amount of calls I have personally made along with my team to every embassy, to every student, to resolve the issue was innumerable. But regardless of that, the documentation required for the students to apply for the visa are available on the embassy website of the country. And in terms of documentation required from the government from our country, we have a limit of 60 days before which we cannot apply for those 2 letters, which I'm sure many of you were awaiting. We had applied in spite of the 60-day duration. We applied it in the month of April with all our requests and pressure from whoever we could. Unfortunately, they processed the request only in the month of June, and we had somebody appointed at the cost of IPA's money there as an agent, going to the ministry's office every single day, trying to get a letter. But since it's a government issue, it's a government-related document, there was not much we could do, and we had to wait and it got delayed. And that was one thing which is completely out of our hands, completely out of our control. Again, I apologize, but it was something we could not control even after all our efforts. And when the letters actually came by, many of them, I don't think we have more than 5% of the delegates who were waiting for the letter who got dropped because of the letter. Most of them are almost are here at the event. I am sorry that one of your delegates could not attend, and all I can say is, in the future, whoever's applying for visas in the next Congress, you should definitely go through documentation of required to apply for the visa for that country, because unfortunately, it's something which is vast requirement of documentation which varies in every country, and it's something that a student himself, if he can check, would be great. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I believe I had hands in Nigeria. I'm first just going to survey the GA for motion cards. Green if you feel like we've discussed the topic enough to vote, whether or not to accept the report. Red if you feel like we still need to discuss. I think we're going to continue with the discussion. So, hands Nigeria. Thank you very much.
And they can pass Nigeria. I'd love to add up to other countries in congratulating you for hosting us here, and for the reception committee. You guys have done a lot. Thank you very much. We also hope that the remaining days you will improve on your services. Thank you. And then we would love to know when we'll get the slides of the presentation.
So the presentations for the symposia are with us. For the workshops, not all the speakers are very comfortable in giving it out, but we're still requesting the same. And at least for the symposia, we would have them uploaded by tomorrow evening, because there are some presentations which were technically not being, were unable to be opened. So we've contacted the speakers again, and we would have it all uploaded for the students to review.
Thank you, Neha. Next up, I have JPSA Jordan, followed by PSUT Thailand. Very good. No microphone. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you for hosting us, and I appreciate all the efforts you put to make the World Congress successful. My question is, how do you evaluate the World Congress this year, assuming that you have attended at least one before? And I would really like to hear your answer about this. Thank you.
Okay, I would not want to go back because personally I'm not someone who comes from the past, but yes, the past two congresses I've attended, Netherlands and Porto. The first thing that we had in mind was we want to give the best hospitality, because as Indians we want to give the best venue, the best food, the best hospitality in every single way. Which is why, even in spite of having options of hosting you guys in any dorm or any university, which were available as an option to us, we decided to host everybody in a venue like Marriott, because we wanted to make sure that everybody has no issues in terms of accommodation, in terms of food, in terms of the environment, and in terms of the safety around the place where you're being accommodated. So I must say that I personally believe on these fronts, yes, we have, to my knowledge itself, but in terms of communication or in terms of logistical delays, yes, we could have done better, and trust me, every day we're trying our best. And in the end, we all want to reach out to each one of you and make sure that any issue addressed to us should be resolved immediately. Because when you leave India, we do not want you to have any bad memory. Even in spite of the fact that, yes, last night was something which many of you are concerned and have raised a concern about. But I would request everyone to kind of overlook just the last night's episode of the food, and do understand that we want to give you the best, and we are doing that. I wouldn't want to comment on the past two congresses, because every country has its own challenges, its own culture, and if you do not, if you don't want to experience it wholeheartedly, then you shouldn't be there. That's all. That's what I believe.
Thank you, Neha. Next up, PSUT Thailand, followed by BPHE Germany.
Hello, Neha. Thank you for hosting the Congress. All right. I've shown my concern about last night, yesterday already on the Facebook, but I've not got a reply, but I think you'll improve on that. I'm sure about that. But another concern that I had from the first day was there was a misunderstanding with the payment, and the RC was saying that my ODs haven't paid, so they had no rooms to sleep for 2 nights. And yeah, and we had to share the rooms together, okay? And also till date, my ODs haven't got their official delegates cards. And so I thought it won't be a big problem, but then one day we had to go eat lunch.
Sorry, I have to stop you. Technically, that's 2 points.
All right, okay, thank you.
Neha, you may respond to the first point.
Please repeat the point, please. Okay, in terms of the Facebook comment,
I believe Prabhu would like to answer the question. Can we get a microphone to Prabhu? Yes, you are allowed to answer the question on behalf of the RC.
Thank you. Regarding the 2 official delegates from Thailand, there was an untraced payment which when we received to us, and to the CP of the Thailand we have written multiple mails asking them to confirm or when they will pay, but we had not received any reply, and the same we had also shared on the registration desk, and there was a weird name in the payment, so we could not trace it actually. We have written multiple times to the CP or the concerned person, we did not get any reply. Hence, we had no batches ready or no room allocations for the 2 official delegates of Thailand. And when we had the delegate from Thailand, we literally we asked them to send us SWIFT. When they sent us SWIFT, that time only we could compare. We had not received any SWIFT copy or any bank receipt to confirm the payment. So that's the main reason. Apologies if any inconvenience.
Thank you, Rahul. PSVC Thailand, I cannot take direct comments, so unfortunately I do have to add you to the bottom of the list. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, so I have the PhD journey.
Alex, the PhD journey. So first of all, I really want to say that we acknowledge that you are right now I think really working hard that this event proceeds in a good way. But I just want to mention we get these newsletters every day. This is really good, but I don't think there's a need for this booklet which you want to print for tomorrow, because maybe we can read it in the plane back home. I don't think we need this anymore, and this will just affect our budget.
Thank you. And I will respond if you want. Okay, thank you. As that's been another 5 questions, I'll survey the GA. Green motion cards if you feel like we've discussed this topic enough to vote. Red if you feel we need to discuss it more. I do still see quite a few red, so we will continue. Okay, KNPSV in the Netherlands, followed by APHA, ASP, United States of America.
Michiel, KNPSV in the Netherlands. I think you just answered SOP Denmark's thing about the symposium. The chairperson of PE wasn't there, so you couldn't do anything about the symposium. I don't agree with that. I know that in our Congress, we did a lot of it ourselves. We gave a lot of input and we had a great symposium. If you cannot even host a symposium, then you should think about yourselves if you are capable of hosting this Congress at all. Because it's not the little annoyed that I just meant, but I am constantly complaining about everything. Just so you know.
Neha would like you to repeat the last statement. Could I have the microphone back to KNPSV? Just the last statement. Last little bit.
What? Oh, that. This was a hard one, you know. No, I think that if you're not even capable of giving a good symposium, and there are so many things going wrong, then I think you should consider this in the beginning. You know how your country is. You know that things are taking long. You should post deadlines if you know that things are taking long. You should have alternatives ready, and nothing of that is there. You do things in the last moment, always, and I have the feeling you are not capable of hosting this Congress in a good way, like we are used to it.
Neha, you may respond.
If I understand correctly, this is specifically for symposia. Is it? Okay, in terms of deadlines, in terms of finding the right people for the symposia or for conducting the workshops as well, we've been working right from February and or March, and we've been giving all the updates to the executive committee. So To be honest, if there were issues with the speakers or there were issues with the kind of topics being discussed, we would have acknowledged some more guidance, and we were just told that certain workshops or certain speakers would be provided by IPSF, but till the end, we were not given complete updates on the same. So, like I said earlier, if we were given better guidance and better protocols to follow, we would do that. I do not completely agree to the point that we do things last minute, because we can show you mails if you want. I can personally sit down with you and show you all the mails written to speakers, the planning done for the event, and if you still agree to stick to your comment, I would apologize for the same.
Thank you, Neha. I have APHA ASP United States of America, followed by SNAPS Sweden.
APHA ASP United States. First off, I just want to say that we understand your planning difficulties. Every year we host 7 meetings in our association that are all student run and host over 3,000 students. So we understand that it is difficult, and we applaud your efforts. We know you've been planning for a really long time. However, you made it clear that you were disappointed, that you felt that we had too high expectations in the programming last night, or that we should have expected more, but we didn't receive any details whatsoever about what to expect last night, so we couldn't all have the same expectations. For the educational symposium, the details didn't match the programming. Can you clarify more about the planning of the programming and verify someone when communication between IPSF and IPA took place for planning the symposiums, because I seem to be getting different answers from different people.
In terms of confirmation, we were uploading information on the website as soon as speakers confirmed. We had started our work in terms of approaching speakers and getting information from the month of March, March, and we did not want to upload things on the website or give details, because if a speaker is not confirming till the end, and if we proclaim that yes, a certain speaker would come, it would be unfair on my part to all delegates that they're coming to the Congress for something, but then they receive something else, and when they're here. So in terms of approaching people, that was all done from at least 5 months before the event. But yes, we confirmed and we uploaded the schedule with the topics and the speakers once we got confirmation from each of them. So if that has answered your question. Okay.
Thank you, Neha. I have SNAP Sweden, followed by ATAP Tunisia.
Well, I'm SNAP Sweden. I'm here talking on behalf of my Swedish delegates. We think that as the first time you're hosting such a big congress, you did a good job. And absolutely there should be some problems. It happens all the time. But I want to ask the EXCO if there is a booklet for the congress to follow instructions and stuff.
We have a question directed at the executive committee if there is a document supplied in order to guide someone to plan a congress.
There is a document called, I think it's called the World Congress Handbook, that was a guideline, which was prepared by the reception committee of the 59th World Congress in the Netherlands, and that was provided.
Okay, since the question was directed at the executive committee, I'll continue with the list, but actually since that's been another 5 questions, I'll again survey the General Assembly. Red or green, we're getting there, guys, we're getting there. I still see a lot of red, so we're going to continue with the questions. Step 2. I have ATAP Tunisia, followed by ASAP Switzerland.
Thank you, Mahmoud Zarati, ATAP Tunisia. So in addition to the lack of organization, we had security problems. So we had people that they missed their money. What do you think about that? Thank you.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. In addition to the lack of organization, we had security issues. We have people that they missed their money. So what do you think about that? Is there any refund or something like that? Thank you.
Thank you. May I respond?
Okay, firstly, guys, you all are hosted at Marriott. Every room has a locker which can be used. If people are losing money, I have informed Marriott staff, and the match we could do is have literally every room and every delegate checked, which can still be done, but I do not know if that is acceptable to the people out here. If someone is being careless about their wallet and if it's going away, we can help in terms of items being lost, because I do not know if money is being taken away, if anyone would return it. So I do not see how would you blame the RC for security reason over here, because that is something an individual is responsible for. If someone loses an iPhone, that's that person's responsibility. How is the RC supposed to handle every person's belonging? If you lose a bag, that can be returned because nobody uses somebody else's bag. But yes, if you lose money, I don't know what to say, because you have been given a locker in every room, which is very accessible. If you do not know how to use it, reception at Marriott can help you. We can help you. There were no questions on that. And I still do not know how do we help you with people who've lost money. If you can propose something, we would definitely do it. I've addressed Marriott, I've addressed people in my team, I've addressed whoever I could to help find the lost belongings in terms of valuables. But again, my question is, if you want that we have a check in every room of every delegate, it would be done right away. But if people are agreeing that that would be a right action to be taken and it would be acceptable, yes, it would be done.
Thank you, Neha. I have Asap Switzerland.
Stefan Switzer. I want to tell you that for hospitality, there's absolutely no question. This has been very good. The hospitality provided by the RC was very nice, and there was always a smiling RC person present. For the registration, I want to mention that this was the longest registration period I have ever encountered in 6 congresses. It took me 6 weeks to get a payment, and this was not because of the euro fluctuations. I have to say, as soon as Rahul got involved, the stuff went fast. It was a problem with the registration officer. Also, upon several requests, he didn't answer my questions, and I had to actually contact the expo for questions directly related to him. We want for the next Congress that really the registration process can be speeded up, because that just makes it very hard for us to promote a Congress where we don't get flying tickets and visa. It's just very difficult if the registration process takes so much time. 6 weeks,
I'll have to stop you there. Perfect. Can you just clarify, was that a question for the exco or just a statement for them?
A statement, but what happened to the registration officer?
Is that directed to Neha or to the executive committee?
As you wish.
Neha, if you would like to answer the question, you are able.
If you're considering the registrations done in Jan, like I said, we had kept after that. Okay, so we did face a lot of delays in terms at 2 levels. One, a lot of CP confirmations were late, which again, trust me, I have the documentation to show you. We've been contacting certain SCPs, not everyone, I must say, but yeah, certain CPs were not responding in terms of information of their own delegates, which is why we couldn't proceed with the registration process. In terms of confirmation, yes, like Rahul said, I don't think he's mentioned, but yes, the intermediary bank was a very big issue, because the bank that receives money for us over here has connection with certain banks like JP Morgan, which is considered to be the intermediary bank, so that all delegates can send their money via that intermediary bank to our bank. But there was some miscommunication or loss of information in the process where the money was either being returned back by the intermediary bank because the student was selecting that as the beneficiary bank. Okay, so we're saying,
Sorry, the back and forth can't happen. If it's not clear, we just have to move on. Okay. Okay, we have IPSF Egypt, followed by EPSA.
Hi, IPSF Egypt. I would just like to respond to the comment that somebody said the RC was not present. Personally, I had two RC members present when I was picked up from the airport. Yesterday, one of our delegates lost their wallet. And RC member Sarabi personally accompanied me to the reception, and she sat with us and waited until the security came out, and she sat the whole time with us while we described the wallet. And if that's not enough, and also at this excursion, I had two RC members, Sarabi and Anane Joseph, with me all the time. And personally, I have 1 million selfies with like all the RC members, so if there's need for that, I can post them all on the group. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Aya, would you like to respond, Neha?
thank you.
Okay, after that I have EPSA.
Katarzyna EPSA president. I understand it's easy for him. So, dear GA, I will try to give a bit different perspective here as a president of an association that works with 3 different RCs per year. So I know there are lots of complaints, and some of them are of course valid. And of course, there are differences of cultures, differences in realities in different countries. But one thing that I would like you to keep in mind, that this RC was working 2 years voluntarily to host this event, and you cannot deny the hospitality that we've been offered here. And one other thing to remember as well is that in the evenings, I see a lot of people smiling, a lot of people cheering. Of course, some things are not right, but keep it in mind that we're still enjoying the IPSF spirit and having fun all together, because the congresses are also about people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that comment. Neha, you may respond if you like. Okay, we'll keep moving. BEMFFUI, Indonesia, we're back to you. And then SOP Denmark afterwards.
Well, actually, I just want to say that the committee seems to lack in working into a fair detail. I see that some people the committee doesn't really anticipate the conditions that is going to be happen, because what we plan in the paper would definitely be different in realities. We need a lot of anticipation on things. You don't have to do, the RC don't have to do that by yourself, but you can have the other committee do that for you, like making sure you work synergetically with the others, because what I personally see, it doesn't really happen. I don't know even if it's true or not. So I would just have to say
Can you repeat the question clearly?
No, it's just like a comment.
Just a comment?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a comment.
Okay, thank you. We'll keep moving on. SOP Denmark. Up the front here. Thank you.
Med SOP Denmark. First, can I just get a clarification? Don't we have to have a procedural motion to vote on the motion in separate in order to vote on them in separate?
We would have to do that. During my survey, it was just to have a separate discussion regarding the report and the budget.
Sure. Can I propose that and then have my question also?
No.
Oh, it's wrong.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I would like to propose it.
Thank you. So procedural motion to vote on the current motion in parts.
Yeah. Seconded
by DPHG Germany. Sorry, Tom. Okay. Is that a technical? No? Okay, okay. Okay, is there anybody opposed to this procedural motion to vote on the motion in parts, so to accept the report separately from accepting the budget? I see nobody opposed. So since you cannot abstain from a procedural motion, this motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll continue the discussion about the report. and we will set the discussion of the budget as a separate motion. Can I get a motion cards on that, please? Oh, hello, Green. It's great. Okay, I'm going to continue on down the list. Actually, and that was the 5th question since the last time I asked. I will survey the GA if you think we have enough information to accurately vote. It's like red on one side and the other, but okay. Well, there's still a fair bit of red over here, so we're going to keep going through questions. I will keep surveying every 5. LPSA Lebanon, followed by FF Portugal. Thank you.
Jinan and PSA Lebanon, I want to thank you and your committee for hosting the IPSF Youth Congress. I do agree with some of comments. You faced many problems. We had more expectation. However, I personally always found help from the helping and the reception committee as well. We don't have to forget that we are 55 different countries. We have different backgrounds, so we can compromise a little bit.
Thank you very much. Neha, you can respond if you like. Okay, we're going to keep moving. So we have FF Portugal, followed by NAPS Australia.
Well, I would like to know if we can have an objective comment on the organization of the Congress by the EXCO.
I'm going to have to ask you to be more specific about the comment you request, Eduardo. If you're requesting a comment from the EXCO, in order for them to be objective, it would have to be a direct question, not just a comment.
I would like to know if the communication between the RC and the EXCO was good or not.
Is there an executive committee member who thinks they can answer that objectively?
We, the 61st IPSF Executive Committee, would like to express directly to the General Assembly our concerns and thoughts on the 61st IPSF World Congress. We have a grave concern in regards to the organization of this conference, especially in regards to the lack of transparency and communication from the RC towards both the Executive Committee and the participants. The Executive Committee has been actively excluded from communication and given misinformation numerous times. We noticed this as an issue at the start of Congress planning and have actively offered suggestions for improvement and tried numerous times to resolve the situation to no avail. We believe that the IPSF World Congress should be run by the participants, and we do not believe that their needs are being met. We regret the situation has arisen and feel that it's imperative to release this statement. The Executive Committee has been working hard to try and resolve all these issues, so this did not affect the participants, but due to lack of reception committee follow-through, this has not been possible. We appreciate the hard work of the reception committee and the organization of this event, and we hope that this experience does not tarnish your views and opinions of IPSF. We sincerely wish the final days will be extremely memorable to all participants. I thank you for your attention on behalf of the IPSF Executive Committee.
Thank you, Ron. Technical for me, that was a response to a question, so there was didn't infringe on the time restriction. I'm going to continue on down the list. NAPS Australia, followed by PSUT Thailand.
Hi everyone, this is Tiana from NAPS Australia. We'd just like to say that while we can relate to everybody's issues that they're having at the moment, and we can fully understand what you're going through, we're here as well. We can also respect the effort that's been put into this Congress and the time people have spent doing it. But in the best interest of time, we'd like to propose a procedural motion to close this discussion, move on to the budget, and enjoy our nights and the rest of the Congress. Thank you.
Thank you, NAPSA. So I have a a proposal for procedural motion to close discussion, seconded by CAPC Canada. Is there anybody opposed to closing the discussion? I have a call for interdelegate discussion. Okay, so we'll continue to close discussion, and as soon as that happens, we'll get interdelegate discussion. 1 minute of interdelegate discussion. So, once again, anybody opposed to closing discussion? I see no cards. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We will close discussion there, and you may have 1 minute of interdelegate discussion. Regular delegates from the back of the room, and sorry, I have a technical before we start.
Technically, I just wanted to know what really happens if by some chance that this report will be rejected.
This was addressed earlier with the report of the immediate past president.
But this was submitted and this was, the other one was not. So I'm just wondering if there's some different procedure about it.
The procedure would be, as I understand, similar. If the report is rejected, it stands as an indication that there is essentially a lack of confidence in the presenter, the chairperson at hand, and it would not be expected of them to be able to run for a position in IPSF in the future. Does that clarify your question? I have a technical from BPHG Germany.
With BPHG Germany, can you please more clarify, since this offense and association itself, does it just mean the chairperson, so Miha Damla, is not allowed to run for any position, or does it mean that IPASF is not allowed to host any IPSF event?
I will double check with the motions committee. Give me a moment. Reminder, we are not in interdelegate discussion yet. Please hold off until I say we are. This is a reminder, member nations are not to be speaking to each other right now. You are to be acting independently. Please do not share thoughts and opinions between yourselves. Okay, thank you for your patience. Now, so we consulted the official documents. Chris, you can hear me, right? Yes, okay, thank you. So it is not explicitly stated in the documents that there are repercussions for a report being rejected. Traditionally, what has happened is that an individual, not a member organization, whose report is rejected will not be considered for future positions in IPSF. According to the official documents, there is nothing stopping them from applying, but they would not be considered. Additionally, as a point of information, I would like to point out to the GA that the motion you're voting on is to accept or reject the report. You would reject it if you feel the report is not representative of what it is representing. Sorry for repeating words, but I'm just trying to express myself. Can I get a motion cards for if everybody understands that? Okay. So I'm clear. Does anybody have any further questions, or can we move to interdelegate? I also want to point out abstaining from vote. That should only be if you truly do not understand what we're voting on. And I feel like I have just clarified that, or if you feel like there is some type of conflict of interest that's preventing you from voting honestly. IPSF Switzerland.
Stefan, this kind of escalated, so we would like to ask for secret ballot.
Okay, is that a proposal for, okay, is that a proposal, procedural motion proposed by IPSF Switzerland, seconded by NAPS Australia? Anybody opposed to voting on this motion by a secret ballot? Okay. I do have 2 votes. Okay. And all those in favor of voting for this motion by secret ballot, please hold your voting cards high, face them toward the executive committee. Keep them up until we have finished counting them. Reminder that this is a procedural motion, so you may not abstain. Okay, we do not have enough votes, so all voting cards down. We're going to do this again. Reminder, this is a procedural motion to vote on the motion by a secret ballot instead of with the voting cards. It was proposed by IPSF Switzerland. It was seconded by NAPS Australia. It may not be abstained from. You must vote on it. All those against this procedural motion, please raise your voting cards high. Thank you. Okay, all those in favor of this procedural motion, please raise your voting cards high. Up, way up. Reminder, you may not abstain from a vote on a procedural motion. High up in the air. Long turn we go. And face the stand towards the stage. Okay, you may lower the voting cards. Thank you for your assistance. So the procedural motion has passed. So we will vote by secret ballot. Ballot is being distributed. Ballot number 33.
Nobody comes in. Nobody goes out. Nobody comes in.
Oh. we have not done delegate discussion yet. Please do not write in your voting cards yet. We will do 1 minute of inter-delegate discussion, and it begins now. Technical. Us of Switzerland, pause.
Will show the screen.
Yes. Yes. Resume. Carry on.
Guys, do allow the scrutineers to pass so they can distribute the ballots.
That's 1 minute. Inter-delegate discussion is now over. Regular delegates, please return to the back of the room. Stop speaking to your official delegates immediately and return to your seats. Everybody stop talking and return to your seats. Only official delegates should be talking to each other right now. Nobody else should be speaking. Return to your seats at the back of the room, regular delegates. Turkey, that includes you. UK. Oh, yes. James looks like the options on the screen. Technical from IPHSA Iran.
Shadi, IPSF Iran. I just have a technical. Is it like that if we reject the report? Is it like that we are rejecting it because it is not representing the reality of what is happening, or is it like that we are pleased with the report or not?
I will clarify this again. Rejecting the report is an indication that you feel that the report itself is not representative of the event. Can I get a motion cards if that makes sense? Okay. Okay, and PSV in the Netherlands.
Diederik in PSV. The options are now, say, abstention.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm the worst ballot for Secretary General.
Okay, technical from Captain Canada.
Cassandra, Caps Canada. Just for clarification, if this report were to be rejected, would we then discuss what would happen afterwards? Like, would resubmitting a report that is more representative be an option, or is that something that would have to be discussed before this moved to a vote?
As defined in the official documents, there are no repercussions for rejecting a report. If one of the member organizations felt that they would like to see an amended report, that could be put forward in a motion that is submitted to the motions committee. And that would have to be seconded by another member nation and then voted on as per standard procedure. Does that make sense to everybody? Motion cards, please. Thank you. Okay, so am I correct in saying we're ready for a vote? Okay, reminder about spoiled ballots. This is an important vote, so seriously guys, just write exactly the option you want to write on the screen. Don't write any dots, don't underline it, don't put half faces. Don't say I love Mike, even though it might be true. Once you're done writing on your ballot, please raise it high into the air so that scrutineers can collect them. I have one more ballot from the UK. Can I get a red emotion card if you have not yet voted? Again, keep a red emotion card up if you have not yet voted. Unless everyone's voted, then we will proceed to count the votes. Technical, can I get a bottle of water from somebody? Technical from ASP, United States of America. Can I get a microphone to the USA? Not good? No, I'm good. I'm oh, okay.
It's 5 o'clock now, so are we still going to do another report after this?
Once I have the results of this vote, we will address that.
Thank you.
Thank you. You. All right. I would like to announce to the General Assembly that the motion has passed with a simple majority. I would like to take this time as a point of information to note that this motion needed to be passed by a simple majority, which is 50% of voting nations plus one. Although there are 44 voting nations, there were 7 abstentions, and abstentions are removed from the total number. Is that clear to everybody about why this is a simple majority? Great. Okay. Can we get a huge round of applause?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's approved, and a very big round of assurance to everyone who was rejected that the next 3 days you would have no complaints. Thank you.
I have a comment from GPSA Ghana.
Jacob, GPSA Ghana. I'd like to comment on this. Our 5,000 rupees taken by the hotel. I'd like for us to get it on time because some of our flights are very early. Sorry, thank you very much.
Did everyone get that? Can I get you to repeat yourself, please?
The 5,000 rupees taken by the hotel. I'd like to tell you guys for you to give it to us on time so that some of our flights are very early on Sunday, so we'd like to get it in. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Just a reminder to the RC that it is very important for some delegates that they receive their deposit back from the hotel on time because of really strict departure times.
So we have the departure timing of every participant. We have been providing that to Marriott, and once the room checkout is done, you would get a deposit back, and you're not allowed to enter the room again, is what the Marriott policy suggests. I would reconsider and I would talk to them about the returning of the money. But yes, the room will have to be checked, and you have to pack your bags and probably not be allowed to re-enter the room. So I would like the delegates to manage their time accordingly as per their departure timings.
Okay. Comment from Atap, Tunisia.
Thank you. So what, for example, I'm going home this night. How can I get?
I feel like this is something that can be addressed directly by individuals to RC members. If that's acceptable to everybody, I think we're going to move on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I will now ask the GA, as we have 20 minutes left until we're kicked out of here, is if we would like to proceed to have a discussion about the budget or if we would like to adjourn the meeting right now. Can I get emotion cards first, and then I will take that comment. So, sorry. Green, if you would like to debate the budget for the current Congress, or red, if you'd like to adjourn the meeting and leave right now. Okay, I'm seeing generally almost all red, and I will now take a comment from us up Switzerland. Sorry, I have a technical from up of Portugal.
Eduardo.
My dad, Stefan, I'm sorry. Eduardo of Portugal. Well, I think probably we wanted to say the same. Maybe we can approve some of the reports until 5:30.
Actually, that's not technical, that's like a suggestion, because I was also wanting to make a suggestion. And I was wanting to make the suggestion that we do the changes on the constitution now, what we actually wanted to do before, right?
Okie dokie. Okay, I'll judge the GA on that. Green, if you would like to take another discussion point, or red, if you would still like to adjourn the meeting. Let's get a procedural orders and we will vote on that because it's too close for me to do right now. Actually, give me one moment. Is that a comment?
I think there was no 2/3 majority for like the red card, so I would say you can say by the show of the motion cards, because we need a 2/3 majority to split standing orders, right?
I have a technical from Snap Sweden.
Maran, Snap Sweden. The next point is the budget, or what's the next point?
No, that's what we're speaking about now. We've judged by motion cards that we will not be speaking about the budget of Congress right now. Now we're deciding if we might take another point before the schedule officially ends at 5:30. It's my opinion as the chairperson. I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I feel like today, with the morning session and the afternoon session, it's been kind of an emotional day for everybody. It's been, I know, tough for me and tough for you guys. I think we may have earned ourselves an early break. If that's acceptable to you guys, please let me know. I recognize that everybody wants to get through this schedule efficiently, and we're going to try our best to do that. We will make our best efforts to have tomorrow better organized so that speakers are speaking at their appropriate times, and this is announced to delegates in advance. Right now, okay, on that note, okay, so we'll have an announcement after we've adjourned the meeting, if we're doing that, on tomorrow's schedule, which we do have done. So, if it's in the interest of the GA, I would take a procedural motion to suspend the standing orders. I've got BPHD Germany and GPSA Ghana. Is anybody opposed to suspending the standing orders? Thank you. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. I will now turn it over to James to do the roll call.
NAFs for Australia, F for Austria, CAPC Canada, NAF for Argentina, C for CAPC Canada, CPSA Croatia, C for PSA Czech Republic, SOP Denmark, PPSF Egypt, FITSF Finland, France, PPHD Germany, GPSA Ghana, IPSF India, ISMAFAS Indonesia, ISA Iran, IPSF Japan, JPSA Jordan, IPSA Kenya, and SIPSA South Africa, Republic of Korea,
IPSF Malaysia, KPSF Nigeria, Latvia Poland, of course Hungary, that goes to Latvia Poland, Portugal, Spain, that's for Romania, NSS Serbia, NUSPS Singapore, SPSF Slovakia, GSSF Slovenia, SPSF Sudan, SNAP Sweden, RCEP Switzerland, PSUT Thailand, ATEP Tunisia, Messi Nigeria, Tunisia, APIC Turkey, APHA ASD United States, APHA ASD United States, Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe.
Okay, so we do have a couple of announcements. Okay, they're not leaving, so I think we're fine. Anyway, so we have had reports back here of another theft, so we're going to encourage delegates to keep their belongings with them until we can get this matter resolved. If you do not have a safe in your room, please contact RC or maybe the hotel help desk and get that resolved. Furthermore, I've been requested by the RC treasurer that if you have any debits or credits with the RC, please meet out in the lobby to get that resolved straight away. And Puran will now supply you with the agenda for tomorrow.
Okay. Hey guys, just bear with me a few more seconds. So for tomorrow, we want to take the bid for the 63rd IPSF World Congress, just to accommodate for one of the applying countries, which is Colombia, who's in a completely different time zone, and to make sure that they don't have to stay up all night just to present their bid. So we will take that first. We're planning on taking the budget after that, the budget of the 61st IPSF World Congress, and then move on to the report of the chairperson of the 62nd World Congress, and then motions on the themes for the educational and scientific symposium for the 62nd World Congress. After that, we are hoping to do all of that before lunch, so that after that we can start on all the changes to the Constitution. So please read those. Make sure you understand them. If you have any questions, minor questions also, you can come up to us. If it's something just you need to clarify technically. Otherwise, any big questions, please ask them tomorrow to be recorded in the minutes. Also, a request from Luca. Can all SEOs gather with him in 15 minutes up there on the balcony? You can enter there on the first floor.
I've got a technical from Snap Sweden.
Snap Sweden, are we starting at 8 tomorrow?
Yes, we are scheduled to start at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I have another technical from IPSF Switzerland.
The SEO meeting is not about the changes to the regulations.
Thumbs up. Technical from BPHG Germany.
Actually, I'm speaking of all the ideas. We are organizing this auction tonight and really attend this because it's really going to be fun. And I think after this, we really need some fun.
I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of fun. Okay, and with that, I think that's the, oh, one more. Hello. Technical, go.
Can we just do
technical from Denmark?
sorry, can we just do, I see a lot of scrutineers being here all day, every day. Can we just do a round of applause for them?
To mention, if you still have teddy bears, the originals are here. Bring them. Last day to count, and we'll announce the winners on Gala night. Also, you still have auction items for tonight in 3 hours. Please bring them. Last chance to submit your items for auction night. And IT members to the stage so we can discuss the process of tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Can we get some music going, please? Music? Yeah.